the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her thought bubble we soar through the night, exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In her God bubble we'll explore the unknown, a grand adventure like no other we've known.
through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
It's me, Kelly, and I think I'm officially talking. I apologize for yesterday's video. I carried on for like 30 minutes. Thank you guys that posted it in the comments, like when I actually started talking, because I had to run like right after that. So thank you for going like, she starts talking at this time. Oh, you guys, so sorry about that. Because I'm putting up a lot of pictures and graphics and stuff like that, there's an overlay on here that I don't always know if I'm on stage or not, and I keep forgetting to put myself on stage. So, how you guys doing today? Hey, Ken, what's going on? Good morning, everyone, says the Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, I've been on, again, they're not paying me to say this. I'm paying them lots of money. Anyway, Canva AI is what I've been using. It's really the only AI creator, whatever, that I've used. So I don't know how to compare it to anything else out there. It's easy for me. Like if I give it a good description, it can usually give me really close to what I'm after. So thank you to Canva, even though I pay a crap ton of money, like geez, for being able to express myself in a really creative way like this. So yay. How you guys doing this morning? Come on in, dark matter beings. Are you aware they are around you? And when I did put it into AI, dark matter beings, what I saw happened was it went to on almost like the word dark, like, hey, create it this way. So I'm just showing you all the versions that AI spit out. So dark matter beings, do they have to look humanoid or human shaped? What is dark matter? Because I listened to it multiple times and I got lost every time I listened to it, because it's someone talking really fast, and when someone's talking fast, I mean, not their fault, that's just how they talk, and I don't have processing time. Like, you say something, let me pause for a minute and to create a picture, because you're here as observers, if you will. You've got to create a picture for something. And for that, it can't be rushed. Like you guys that change the frequency of your world by listening to videos or whatever at 2 times the speed or 3 times the speed. It changes the information, and when you speed up a video, what you're doing is not allowing a normal process of taking the information, looking at it more critically. It's just programming. Does that make sense, you guys? It's just programming. I hope this is helpful to you. It's programming. So what we're doing, are we fighting the program, or are we putting it on, signs and going on the corner and marching around? Like, no. We're just quietly healing, knowing that this is our universe that we create. Now, this person that was talking really fast, I had to do a lot of pausing and, okay, now, what was that? Trying to put, again, pictures to the words that they were, putting out. Talking about the dark matter and all the different forms of plasma. Dark matter being what this person said. Do your own research. Those for entertainment purposes only. Good grief. In this place of dark matter, which this person says, what you experience here, not a direct quote, what you experience here with this dark matter is like 95% of everything is this dark matter. And these beings that come from the dark matter, and they don't necessarily have to take on a specific shape. It might just to make you comfortable. Oh, it looked humanoid because I look humanoid. That might be how it forms itself, because what is this? So I'm listening to this person who is highly intelligent, but is more throwing vocabulary words out that I don't have pictures for. So I'm completely lost in trying to visualize what they're talking about. So while they were talking, I took a step back from the words that they were saying. And then I guess I went into remote viewing mode. And it's like, what do I remote view while they're talking? Since I can't form a picture from listening to their words, I'm just going to see a picture of what they're talking about. So the best that I can interpret, you guys, is this dark matter, this 95% is what I call the potential field. The plasma that I talk about all the time. You being in that place before anything is created. You got the plasma, the potential, and then something's created from that. Well, what do you create? A plasma being, a dark plasma being. What, you guys, what is that ultimately? Here's the good news. It's always good news day in here. I declare it good news day. That dark matter or dark plasma being is just your feelings and your emotions creating something. And it's based on your feelings and your emotions. And here's the cool part. This person that was talking so fast, I couldn't get a picture, but I saw what she was saying. But then I heard something I did understand. She said the big fancy words that kind of got lost. And then she said, in other words, that they were in my words, feelings and emotions. I was like, oh my gosh, we've been talking about this the whole time. Just not in all her fancy words and stuff. So I was like, woo. Man, I wasn't feeling really smart when I was listening to her talk about all this stuff. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, no. She's just using, really fast talking and all the words to describe everything that I describe in picture form, like using third grade words. Like if I can't explain something in third grade words, then I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you ever think about that? Well, what is this? It's it's a sphygmomanometer or a oh my god. So what are these dark plasma beings? They're potential beings that, how do I describe this? Oh, okay, this is kind of like my first introduction to this. Like when I started to remote view when she was talking, and it was like, oh, now I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you. So I apologize if this is like choppy and caveman like explaining and trying to explain it. Whatever in whatever form they come, these beings, they'll come in whatever form, whether you're healed, not. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't show that one again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my, I didn't read it. Oh, good grief. Oh, yeah, that's these are different. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh my. Holy crap. What was I talking about? Oh, damn it, fuck. Let's see. Oh, hey, Helen, good to see you. Hey, Belinda, good to see you too. I'm sorry, I was over there looking at pictures. I didn't see your comments. How's this? There we go. Now I can see when you guys. All right, something. Hi, Kelly. Good morning, guys. See you so funny as it's 6 o'clock in the evening here. Helen, I love it. So these dark plasma beings, to me, my opinion, is you guys being in the plasma state. And while you're in the plasma state, you're still stuck in a type of belief system still attached to like the third dimension and the matrix and so forth. Because in this plasma, if you will, I've tried to describe it and I don't describe it very well. It's like nothing and everything. Everything and nothing at the same time. It's because it's not full of life, if you will. It's full of potential of life. How do you describe that? And it appears to be dark or black. And when you look at the God bubble, hold on, let me see if I can find. Oh, I'm on the wrong page for the God bubble. Crap. Let me go over here. There we go. So if you look at the matrix and how the matrix, what are you doing? Here it is. Oh, here it is. I can't find what I'm looking for. The matrix, the way that it is ordered is you've got this that I don't know if I've described it well. It's like black light with all the colors. Isn't that how I've described it? Like a black light with all the colors, and it's a software program for everything. Well, what is software? Is the potential, I'm oversimplifying. This is in concept. It's the potential to be. But if you got like the software in whatever form, until you plug it into your game playing machine, then you're not going to be able to have the potential of what? Going to the right and going through the door on the right, or going through the door on the left. And whatever door you choose, that path is recorded. Does this make sense? So in that, what a lot of people call source, she's calling like dark plasma. What to me, it looks like source, or whatever's the supreme allied commander of the matrix. I hope that makes sense. Not for you to do what you want, of my business, but my intent was not for you to go, oh, now I know how it works, now I'm going to manipulate it. Because what happens when you start manipulating all of the stuff, you're in the matrix manipulating things. The white, right under the black is like a white stripe. That's awareness. See, before awareness, you've got hold on. There we go. Before you've got awareness, look how many steps from top left going to the right, and then you go down to the far left. And now we're dealing with awareness. This is pure white light consciousness that we had in the eyeball form, being an observer of this. And then we start, if you will, looking into the matrix, and you dumping. It's like, what are you playing? What game are you playing right now? Dump it into the potential to be anything in all of creation, but in AI form. Dump in your experience here and keep looking into the matrix. I'm overgeneralizing for the concept, you guys. I mean, bottom left is what I'm talking about, the eyeball. Looking into the matrix. Dumping its experience into the software program, and it goes, oh, okay, I'll play that program. Thank you for telling me that. And then this awareness is the power source for this experience, that white level. So in that power source, there's only so much. It's very powerful, but there's only so much. And there's enough white light awareness there. There's consciousness in everything. You can't push or pull consciousness because it's in everything. You just end up looking silly. I mean, I've done it. I mean, you're not the only one. So most of that I find, the push-pull white light systems, this is the white light in that little stripe below the black source, or the software program for the matrix, the AI program for the matrix. That's what funds it. This is what powers it, is the awareness. But this awareness only works, you guys, in this matrix. Gosh, I hope this is helpful to you so you can let go of this stuff. And remember, you know, at some point you're some fucking floating eyeball, like, oh, this is fucking fun. I'm having every experience, and I know it's not real. I still feel everything, but since I know it's not real, I'm not trapped in it. This is awesome. And it's like, whoa, what's this? Like, what the fuck happened? So there's only enough white light awareness to fund whatever experience you were having that you came to the matrix with that experience. So then you get down to the golden level. It's the best that I could do to make it look gold, you guys. I did this, like Photoshop or whatever. I did it. So it's the best I could do on the color. Sorry about that. I do have a picture of the original with all the original colors. So this is as close as I could get. Again, not a professional, but the one that looks kind of yellow at the top is gold. And you guys, you know what a big deal the gold is? That like all the deities are like on gold level, right? All the deities are on gold level. So in that deity type place, just using that as a kind of like a generalization, don't get too technical with this word. So what happens is this black software program is like, okay, now I need so much power to fund this. And it goes down to the gold layer and says, make it so, number one. Or some form of that. It's the Star Trek version of what happened. To the gold. Like, here's the instructions on how to create this experience in the matrix. Make it happen. So then at this gold level, there's like, this is figurative, you guys, like an instruction manual. You create, I'll just pick on me for right now, create in all of this other stuff you're creating, create Avatar Kelly, and create Avatar Kelly exactly this way. And don't deviate from chapter 9, verse 9 of how to create Kelly. Just make sure she's going to say, don't do that. Do it anyway. Because it's written in the instruction book. So that's how the matrix is structured. It's got a hierarchy to it in creation. Now, what do a lot of these white light push-pull systems do? They get above the deity level, the gold level, not realizing that they're playing the part of this gold entity, if you will, or gold deity that's creating all of this stuff. You don't realize that it's like you in the gaming chair. Is that a good thing to call it, where it makes sense to you guys? Calling that a gaming chair, that gold position. You're in the gaming chair, but you can only play the video game of whatever's in the software program. You cannot deviate from that at all. So when you are in the matrix and a certain feeling and emotion, you've got a certain experience that you're having. And you push and pull in it, you deplete your awareness. You actually deplete your awareness, filling yourself up with awareness. The more you let go of the matrix, the more you find yourself back in the, hold on, the top right, back in more of the eyeball position, where you're observing all of it at one time, where you got pure consciousness coming out of the pupil of the eye, which, let's see if this is it, you guys. I think I've still got the pictures here. I hope I do. Oh, no, it's in the other. Crap. Sorry, I was trying to find. Where did I put those? See if they're over here. I'm sorry, I forgot where those were, you guys. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So we've got this experience that's happening. And again, this is AI and different interpretations of it. So these pictures are like real cool. So we are having an experience basically by the pupil of the eye, that dark part. This is the natural dark plasma. I hope I'm using the right words, you guys. If I like using fancy words like dark plasma and you're like, Kelly, it's over my head. Like, I'm so sorry. Just please, like, Kelly, just talking pictures again. So out of the pupil of the eye, you've got what this person might be calling dark plasma, which is like 95% dark plasma. So it comes out, this dark plasma, if you will, and there's a vibration or frequency applied to it. You've got effervescent, pure white light consciousness multiplying these consciousness bubbles. Gosh, I hope this makes sense. And then they come out and they come around to the pupil part of the eye. And when it gets around to the the iris part of the eye, my bad. Sorry, I misspoke there, you guys. You come from the pupil to the iris. The iris is, oh, let me see, picture. Did I have it on this page? Oh, crap. Sorry, I thought I had the picture on this page. I do not. But think of the Nos Confounded map. The part of like Earth, we go over here. Like the Earth part with the Nos Confounded map, it's like right in the middle and you can see multiple rings. Or if you want to call it multiple irises being formed from the center and continue to go out. This can only be sustained for a period of time because it's not artificial, it's not ordered. It's like, oh, order out of chaos. Well, what does that mean? What is chaos? Order out of chaos or order after chaos? Because when I'm shown chaos, it looks like the ordering of nature. Like nature is ordered. It orders itself. But what happens? Oh, here's a pine tree. And nature created that pine tree, but not all the needles on the pine tree are the same length. So you take off all of the pine needles off of the tree and you line them all up in the order of this one's the shortest and this is the tallest. And you say, oh, now it's in order. But the tree has no pine needles and the tree doesn't survive. Order. Does that make sense to where we are? Because it's not that technology is coming in. It's that we're just farther and farther away from our natural state. And what is the natural state? Well, we don't know because we get ideas of what the natural state is and we push and we pull for this program. Natural is what happens when you let go of everything. That's what natural is. Plasma, you guys, that create things. Plasma that's being utilized in, I don't know if I could say the words, that might be, Hockeyed Harton, that creates crafts, like a craft factory, a plasmoid or plasma crafts. Because this is like alien technology. And those posing as humans So we've got our reality being created from the center, the pupil coming out in the iris. And then another one comes, and another one comes. It degrades, it comes apart. Consciousness bubbles. So every one of those bubbles is a bubble of consciousness. And what is consciousness? Like, you as God created a plasma field around you. It's a bubble. So everybody's on to the right thing here. Everything is created from plasma and different types of plasma. Cold plasma, warm plasma, hot plasma. Like a hot yoga class. I'm here for the hot plasma class. Well, that could be a cool workshop. So why is there an artificial sun in the sky 3 miles up? Because we used to have a real sun. And what is a real sun? What is a real sun? But a type of plasma that's emitting energy to direct and steer what is happening. So you come in and you trick those that are free from their prisons into building more bars around themselves during a time when they are free, saying, oh no, you're still in your Donnie Darko chest tube. You're still doing the Donnie Darko chest tube thing. You're divided in all of this plasma, and you have to follow a path, which, demonstrated through the chest, again, in Donnie Darko, that what looks like intelligent liquid, you're dealing with plasma. Plasma. Different forms of, what are these? Just toroidal fields. These are just toroidal fields. That out of the pupil of the eye comes pure white light consciousness, because that eyeball is a toroidal field turned on its side, let's say. What's on the other side? On the black hole side? Well, maybe that wasn't fit for YouTube, so we'll use your imagination. So if we've got a toroidal field turned on its side, and it's pumping out of a what? A plasma portal. And it's pumping out pure white light consciousness bubbles. That's why it looks like it's sparkling and twinkling. You guys, it's consciousness bubbles. Because you can't have anything unless you have consciousness. First comes consciousness, then comes drama. Right? And some of the drama includes awareness. Like awareness, the white stripe in the matrix. That white light in the matrix that everybody pushes and pulls and drains the entire video game of energy. And so what happens? Now you're really not seeing clearly. Because you kumbaya by the fire and filled your body up with white light one too many times. And it's like, oh my goodness. I was so dizzy. Did I have a spiritual experience? You guys, if you can laugh in the process of doing this, in the third dimension, it's shown that in the learning process, you learn and retain 34% more while you have laughter and humor as a part of the process. If we're all been out of shape about stuff, we're not going to see clearly, because you're going to be in the feeling and emotion of fear, and that's going to make everything in your reality that you're creating fear-based. It doesn't matter what dimension it's on or what's happening. It doesn't matter. Everything is going to be created and birthed from fear. So, this is the direction that I see things happen. It comes out of the pupil. It creates an iris. Then you have your iris experience and it rolls back around. But then think of this eye looking into the top of a pyramid. Just like the logo at the top right, where you see the circle. Just think of the circle as putting the eye there and looking into the matrix. So when that happens, you see what looks like a reversal. It looks like all of this stuff is going into the pupil of the eye instead of coming out of, because when it comes out, it goes straight into source. So when you look at that from the perspective of inside of the matrix, everything is reversed backwards and upside down. And then what do? Instead of go, oh, I acknowledge that. I'm not saying this is easy, but the process is, I acknowledge that. I let go of it. Oh, I see clearly now. Shit's like flowing the fuck out of the pupil of the eye. Like, oh, I see it. When you let go, you see more clearly. And then you find yourself creating. Again, this is AI and an interpretation of it. So don't take this too literally, but figuratively on this one, because this is not like where the earth is. The earth that you're seeing actually is the iris of the eyeball. So that differs a little bit from what I actually see when I remote view. Anyway, again, this is generated by AI. That's just a slight difference in how it works. It's more like that the earth is being represented here when, okay, here we go. Where it's kind of like that. Does this make sense? So the earth, if you will, would be like a hole in the center, like a donut. And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, just like you've thrown a rock into water. And it has the ripples that go out from the rock. As a similar direction, not the process, but the direction that things are created. And then from this creating this planet and all, here's one experience that we're having in the GATE program, let's say. In the GATE program, where you've got abilities to move objects with your mind, where you had like the MK Ultra project, who are the parents, if you will, of those in the GATE programs. See where I'm going with this? And those in the GATE programs are able to do stuff like this. All kinds of stuff happened that I think there's a lot of parents out there not talking, kind of in denial that all this stuff was going on. And I was fortunate that my reaction from my mom was, I believe you. I just don't understand it. And I was okay with that. She didn't have to understand it. She didn't doubt me or try to make me believe it wasn't real or anything like that. So I think I was really fortunate in that aspect of the details here on planet Earth in this matrix experience. So what do they do with kids like this? What do they do? Well, they try to program them, the ones that can't be programmed. They have people, or what do you guys call them? Like agents that will follow them around to make it really difficult to do what they came here to do. And a lot of them may not even know that they are doing it. Like they are so programmed that they can easily be overtaken by a simple program to just behave a certain way in a situation. So with this, I know there's a lot because I've worked with over 17,000 people, you guys, and in that I've heard a lot. My experience is not unique, but some kids at the time, adults now, a lot of them. And if I ever work with children, you guys, the parent has to be there the whole time. If they're under 18, doesn't even matter if they're 17 and a half. Parent has to be there in the sessions. And in other words, the parent has to be cool with everything that we're doing, the remote viewing or whatever. And I will, I don't work with a lot of kids, but I will work with it if I feel like, there's a good relationship between mom and the kids, that mom's not trying to force something on them or dad, or what it's used typically mom. And then when I feel comfortable about, they just see that their child is needing a little bit of help and they've got this really open relationship, and with the trust and all that, then I'll work with kids, you guys. And I've had very positive results. And more than anything, it's not as much the kids as it is helping the parents in all of this. It's like, how do they adjust when they've got a child that has all these abilities and everything? What do they do? A lot of the parents that come, they've got autistic children, and those who are kind of a little more in the know realize that they're talking to their child telepathically, if that's the right word to use, that they're talking to their child telepathically, that they're sensitive to these things, and they realize that they're thinking something and their child is reacting to what they're thinking, not what they're saying at all. So some that are very open and all, they see this, and they're already in a way that they may not understand completely, communicating with their child in a very natural way. And some of those that come in, it's like I tell him to brush his teeth, and it's just like he doesn't even hear me. And this is someone else's words and what someone else has done, to help them. Their method was like, well, did you ever think of thinking about them? Like in your mind, visualize the child standing up, walking across the room, walking into the bathroom, picking up the toothbrush and toothpaste and doing the brushy teethy thing, and following through with that visualization. And so then they do that, and they said, don't rush it. Just sit there. Sit there, because it's not them, they're reading your mind. It's, you might be kind of like pushing and pulling stuff in the process instead of just visualizing, have a push or a pull involved. Does that make sense to you guys? And they sense that there's resistance. So when it's just like you simply visualize as if you're talking to them and asking them, go brush your teeth, or would you go brush your teeth, or however it works in the household. And so what a lot of them will report back is they did that, and it took about 30 seconds or a minute or so with some of them. But then they stood up, they went in the bathroom and brushed their teeth. You guys, that's just an example of something that you can do to practice. Instead of asking your autistic child I'm sorry, I don't know all the classifications for genius. Sorry, I don't know how genius your child is and what their what their title is, but these are geniuses. You guys, when the ones that are like labeled as autistic, the ones that what they call I'm sorry, I'm not a physician or a whatever official person in this capacity, except I've worked with over 17,000 people that I think most of them are autistic. So that's all I know about it. But when I look at someone who's severely autistic, if that's an okay label, to where there's not a lot of communication with the outside world, very minimal communication, like verbalizing. Sorry, I don't know all the fancy letters and stuff. To me, the when you put someone in a category, you limit their growth. So I don't even like all these categories, but I'm sitting there looking at their energy, you guys, and they're like so fucking purple. They are just glowing purple. Oh, and I heard a scientific study recently, do your own research, that in three-dimensional science, they have from the heart area, they're like, oh, the heart is creating this toroidal field that goes, and the way they described it, I think these are the proper words, but it extends up to 60 feet away from you. And I think it's how they described it. In other words, if it's 60 feet away from you, that's how big the toroidal field is around your human body. And the heart, that's just the toroidal field of the heart. There's two in your chest. That's just one of them. Like, holy fuck. This is like fucking awesome shit. Because the ones that are very powerful on this planet, I would see. Again, if it's 60 feet from you, then it means it's 120 feet across the toroidal field. And you and all your whatever in it, 120 feet of your toroidal field creating your reality. Wow. And it's that big so you can interact with other people and so forth. And they talk about the science of this toroidal field. It doesn't break down when other toroidal fields enter it or come around it or whatever the fancy words are. Go do your research. This is so fascinating. So freaking fascinating. Not my opinion. Because it's like this. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now like science. is saying that what I've been remote viewing for years and telling you guys and trying to show you the structure of your avatars and the soul around it, and how your reality is created inside of this bubble. And again, the ones that do a lot of pushing and pulling are very powerful in the matrix. Will have a 50-foot, from what I guess it'd be 100-foot across, but 50 feet in all directions from the center, from the heart area, if that makes sense. Like if you go in all directions 50 feet and created this. And I would see in a lot of them, when they did have an aura that was that big, again, they did a lot of pushing and pulling. When I saw their auras, or do you call it an aura? I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong vocabulary, you guys, if you lost the picture in your mind while I was talking. Sorry about that. But it would be, I would see it extend, 50 feet in the air. And in front and in back and underground as well. I mean, think about this. This toroidal field that you're creating, if you are in your creation standing on the ground or your floor in your house or whatever it is, and you have a toroidal field that's going out 60 feet in all directions, it goes underground. Holy fuck. That's a game changer. You guys. That's a game changer. And you know why it's a game changer? Because check this out. Check this out. When we're talking about like the firmament, and again, these are AI versions of it. A couple side orders of white light. Ken is asking. Let me know if you're successfully able to order that. Do they have that on Amazon? A side of white light. So here we've got this concept of a dome. When our world is created with a toroidal field, you guys, what's below our feet? That's the rest of your toroidal field is below you. Oh, good news, good news. Oh, wait a minute. There's some pictures. Hold on. Now, with that concept being said, as above, so below. Hold on. Let me try to be cool and find it fast, which is probably not going to happen. But, crap. Here it is. Here, I found it. Okay. So you got this eyeball concept, as above, so below kind of thing. I'm not the only one that remote viewed this, you guys. I remote viewed this, and I'm like, well, that was crazy. And now that some random person, I don't know if this is dry erase board or actually paper that they drew. I have no idea. But look, it's a freaking toroidal field that's coming out of the pupil and coming around and creating this thing. Well, it's below us too, as above, so below. And we got this thing going. Look, as above, so below. And duality and all those fancy words for religions is just dividing ourselves and going, oh, that over there is different from that over there. My religion can beat your religion up. Well, I'm sorry if that actually can happen to you. I didn't mean to upset you. But when we're looking, I couldn't find it a while ago. There's the Donnie Darko too. When we were talking about being in plasma. We're all in this big plasma pool, no matter what the shape is. We're all in this big plasma pool together, if you will. These pinpoints of awareness, hyper awareness. In fact, so much. I've got hyper awareness so much. I think I'm Kelly most of the days, right? He probably thinks he's Donnie Darko. And he's following a path, a predetermined path. Before 2012, that was a thing. After 2012, that went away. And whatever this avatar that was being created, there was no longer this locked-in path for you. I mean, you can still let go of the locked-in path and you don't have to follow it. Or you watch it from observation mode and it's not so bad, right? So 2012, it disappeared. And this Donnie Darko plasma tube chesty thing is not a thing. But what happened? We are so programmed to do the chesty tube. Let me follow the chesty tube. Oh, I was born poor. I'm just going to be poor the rest of my life with the chesty tube. Fuck that shit. No, you're in a plasma pool. You can be a prince or a pauper. If that's what you're into. This is the potential field, you guys. This is one what do they call that? Timeline. Here's one timeline of the plasma field. Like No, no, thank you. I've been Donnie Darko for like a whole movie, and no thanks. I don't want the chesty plasma directing me tube anymore. So this is figuratively, you guys. You know how he sees it, nobody else does. Those are the gate program kids. You can see shit like this. You can see the way people are directed and the energy around them that governs their feelings and their emotions. And you can see all of that. So this went away. So this eyeball experience that we were having, like, holy crap, look at how it's structured. And look how the hump on the top is just part of the whole. And how at the other end, it's like the butthole of the eye, the back part. I'm sorry, I just had to do that. Or is that the umbilical cord? The alien. You know what it looks like? It looks like an alien with tentacles. The brain and the nervous system, that looks like a freaking alien from a movie. Just saying. Just saying. Man, look at the firmament. I mean, hello. Look, look what I can do. Look what I can do. This is so a freaking eyeball, you guys. That is like such an eyeball. So, wait, hold on. I think I'm going to the right place. Oh, there we go. So we've got this idea, this concept of this plasma dome. And think about just the eyeballs that we were just looking at. Think about putting a contact lens, or the idea of a contact lens, over the actual eyeball. I mean, you've got that technology now, right? To put on like contact lenses and to be able to see, words and pictures and stuff. Or to distort what you see. When I remote view, we're underwater. We're completely underwater, and whatever the firmament is, it's a barrier between the thin, go look up the fancy words, the thin plasma. We talk about ether. See, gravity is just electromagnetic energy placing you where you're supposed to be. Every bit of the experience is very determined. It's not like you create something and then it's being pulled upon. You create the concept of being pulled. See the difference? You don't even exist. The feeling of being pulled downward, if you want to call that gravity, is an on-purpose feeling in every cell of the body, if you will. Not that, oh, I'm going to create this avatar and then create this force called gravity and pull the avatar's feet down. No, you are in plasma and the body is being created with all of its sensations in place. It's not stuck to anything at all, only an idea that gravity exists. When you let go of that, the rules of this reality change. The rules of this reality change. Once you start letting go of the matrix, you find yourself in a natural state where you don't have to work for anything. Everything is being provided for you, this experience. What's wrong, puppy? Are you okay? Poor puppy. You guys. So we've got all kinds of realities being created. We've got, let's see if I'm in the right place. Again, whatever we call these dark plasma beings, these dark plasma beings being in the 95% of what creates this reality, or what they're saying is not created yet. Is that why what I think are non-player characters have only 10% of their brain active at any given time? It might move about, but it's only 10%. And what they call neurodivergent, 90% of their brain is active all the time. All the time. So you're able to see, as we're getting into all of this plasma, different, if you will, forms of yourself that are potentials for being created. And how are they potentially being created? Are your feelings and emotions? What are your feelings and emotions? Is your experience of a negative nature? Is it scary? Is it oppressive? Is it more positive? Are the dark plasma beings here to teach me and not harm me? Are you in a state of receiving information? So these dark beings, all they are what you create, because you're expecting to see a being like yourself. If you're, well, I'm doing the human thing, so they're going to be these beings that are human or non-human, or just look like an octopus, or just an intelligent fog. But these beings that we are seeing is just us little by little letting go of this reality and finding ourselves in that plasma field where out of your feelings and emotions you create. But when you're in the plasma field now, you create faster. You don't have the limitations of a delay. That's why we come to this reality to have limitations and delays in creating. Well, we're finding ourselves, all of that ended in 2012 when we find ourselves in the plasma state creating faster, which a lot of say, oh, 0 point, time's going away or time's going faster, where it gets down to no time. Well, that's what it is now that you're not forced to do the Donnie Darko chest tube thing and go down a path, you have access to everything. So in other words, time stops. You're not forced to have one event and then another event and then another event, and you can't change the order. You let go and everything is there in front of you all at one time. There you go. Oh, hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see. Oh, hey, Helen. I'm watching from beginning because my internet keeps going down. I'm so sorry. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to even broadcast today because of my internet. So these beings, if you are aware of them around you, what is your state of being, your feelings and your emotions? If you find yourself from whatever source being in fear and anger, that's how these dark matter beings will present themselves. And again, these dark matter beings is just you and what you create in the plasma field. Realizing that, wait a minute, I am in this, you okay, puppy? I am in this plasma field. And I'm realizing that me being in the third dimension and having other people around me, when I find myself in the plasma field, maybe it feels more comfortable to have people around me. But where I am, it's not really people, it's dark plasma beings. Is that helpful, you guys? Again, at the end of the day, you're God. You created a potential field, a plasma field around you. Like, good job, you. Like, that was ingenious, by the way. Go you. And then in that, you applied feelings and emotions that created toroidal fields that you put in a certain order, and that's created time. And because time was created, now you've got space, the concept of space, which you're in the middle of a toroidal field that's being created. You never move. And that comes from the heart area. Isn't that cool to know that all this time? It's like, I don't think you understand, Kelly. I flew to Paris that one time. That was a long ass airplane ride to Paris. You didn't go anywhere. Your toroidal field around you changed everything. It was a concept of going to Paris and flying in an airplane. So, and then from this, what is naturally created is like an eyeball. And then where I see the sabotage, if you will, it's just you sabotaging yourself, is looking into the matrix and getting yourself involved in that gaming system and creating, again, a grid system, a white light awareness grid system that you put energy into, which is more white light. I mean, it's a parasitic system because it drains you of all your white light and you never understand what's going on. Oh, I need more white light to understand this. No, you have to take from something else. So if you kind of understand one thing, then you're not going to understand another. But if you let go of all of it, you look at it from the outside and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, in this process, from you as God created a plasma to sphere and shit to the bottom right, where you got your avatar and everything. The avatar, which I see in movies and cartoons and stuff, that has this gem or whatever above the head. And that's what's like controlling the avatar below. That's the star. That's the idea of the star. And if you've got a star with a certain feeling and emotion to it, you're going to create a different avatar with the feelings and emotions. Oh man, I hope this is helpful information to you. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Thanks. Well, hey, you guys. I had the greatest time hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out with me. And you know, when you're going out there looking at all this information and listening to lots of people and their opinions on it, if you'll notice, whatever feeling and emotion that they're in is basically, oh, this scary thing is happening. And someone else will be talking about the same thing. Oh, this wonderful thing is happening. But what you find is it's all self-reflective. So if they're finding something scary, that's what you're creating. It's like, what is the influence? And look, it doesn't have to be people. It can be like TikTok can be an entity, if you will. What are your 5 biggest influences? These entities that influence you in life. Is one of them TikTok? Is one of them a neighbor, like a real person, let's say? Is like, well, one of the influences an organization? And what are these influences? So look at being more selective about what influences you and do some on purpose influencing. Because you guys, I've seen you only have to get above 51%. Yeah, you only have to get above 51% at work. So, oh, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Check out my workshops and everything on my website. I've got some cool merch. You guys, I mean, when I wear the merch, I feel better. The symbols, I don't want to rely on it and become handicapped by it. But some days that are a little tough, man, I put that K symbol on my chest or that always cook with love symbol. And I just feel better. So thanks for hanging out. I love you guys. And I guess I'll be seeing you on the next video.
Realm of dreams where the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her God bubble we soar through the night. Exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies